What's up, fam? It's your boy Demuir here, purveyor of all sounds underground. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel today, where I'll be sharing the Pultec low-end trick. It's something I actually just recently came across, but I was doing it without knowing that it was an actual thing. But anyhow, I came across it, and I think it'll be valuable to you, those of you that produce underground electronic music. But before I jump into things, what I need from you is that SLC. Hit subscribe, like, comment, and more importantly, hit the notifications bell to stay in touch with the new videos that we have up and coming. All right, so let's jump into things. Just a little bit of background here. The Pultec EQ is something my main man, Harry Romero, suggested that I use on kicks way back when as a result of posting these videos. And I actually came across the actual Pultec in a studio out here called Metalworks. And it's where a lot of people, you know, pop stars go to record. Prince and Drake as well has recorded there, and they actually had one of these units. And whenever I'd go there to record professional vocals, the engineer would use this to just sort of warm things up on the vocal chain. And that's the most I thought about it, or of it, at the time. But when Harry told me to throw this on like a kick or whatever, it completely blew my mind open. Now, the history of the Pultec, it's an equalizer that was actually developed in 1955, full analog. We're talking like vacuum tubes. The longer it's on, the better it sounds, that sort of thing. And without getting too technical, one of the simple things that the manufacturer said was, and if you're looking at my screen here, they basically said, do not attempt to boost and attenuate at low frequencies at the same time. So this boost piece here and this attenuation knob here, they're very much at low frequencies. Don't try to do it at the same time. It's going to blow stuff up. So this leads me to my other point, which is point number 2. People had different plans for the thing. They experimented and they're like, oh, although the manual said not to do that, let's see what happens. And I'll get into what that sounds like right about now. I highly recommend that you wear headphones, or at least listen to this tutorial in a studio environment, especially if there's a sub there. That'd be even better to ensure you hear the kick. All right, let's just give this a quick listen, just so you know where I ended up. This is just something I sketched. So, sounds dope to me. Well, let's listen to this thing. I'll shut the sample off. And let's listen to this thing with, actually, let's just leave the beats. I think all we got is beats here. Let me mute this out. All right, so let's just listen to it with no Pultec on the kick. Could use some beef to it. I got a little distortion on the kick to cut through those crappy small Bluetooth speakers. It's a technique I've learned a long time ago and I continue to do. But let's listen to it with the Pultec now engaged. And I'm going to boost the Pultec, which is typically what most of us would do with our kick. Boost it by 4. Now here comes the fun part. I'm going to match it on the attenuation. And the brilliance of this is that we get a nice round bump in the sound without the muddiness, which is my third point, without the muddiness in the low frequency. And it's just brilliant when you're listening to it. Like for me, I realize in my mixing decisions I was typically doing this, matching the two numbers, And then I just came to the realization through some research that it's an actual thing, where the manufacturer told people not to do it, but engineers discovered, hey, it sounds great still, so we're going to continue doing it. Good thing is about it is you get that boost in the bass frequency here at 60 hertz without the muddiness affecting the low mids, and that's what I love about this thing. I also apply the same trick on snares. So if you listen to my snare here, just gonna solo it out. So this is with it with just a regular boost. So you can hear it's got that muddiness in there, but if I match it, the theory was from the manufacturer that the two frequencies would cancel each other out, and it's obviously not the case here. I kind of view attenuation as a way to control the sweet, spot that we're getting out of the low frequency here. So I use it to thicken up snares, obviously with kicks, and you can also use it on your master bus. So there's a lot of cool creative uses for this technique, and when you throw it all together, it just sounds dope to me. And it's really dope like that. So I would highly recommend that you try this out. There's a ton of Pultec emulators out there. Waves has one. There's a few independent companies that have an emulator of this fantastic EQ, and they all do the same thing. Matching the boost and attenuation is a wonderful trick on the Pultec EQ that you'll find many different uses for. I generally tend, as I said earlier, to use it to thicken up a kick, snares, as well as on main bus for a quick master, and as well consider using it on synths where you want to add a little low end oomph to it, but without the muddiness in the low to mid frequency. So check it out, try it out, let me know your thoughts on it.